Carver and Lisi NFL Picks for week number
Oh,
8.
where'd
Joe,
I
come
go?
on. Look at Joe. Joe disappears.
What happened?
Beginning of the show.
I
What
don't. I
happened
don't.
with Joe?
Hang on.
And Joe.
What happened?
Ah,
It was
there. Look at
weird.
Joe. Right out of the gate.
Sorry, I
Right out of
hit
the
something.
gate. You
My,
okay?
I don't know. I hit something, and all of a sudden, I was like, "Whoa!"
It's all right, Joe. You're
It's all
back.
right. It happens. What are you gonna do? People
That's it.
know.
That's all that matters. All right, Joe. Week number 8 in the NFL. As we move on now to this side of things. Now, you were asking me as we were making the
I
change
know I
earlier
had the over in the Commanders game. I know I
who you
had.
had last week because Joe did go 4-0. In fact, there's the NFL big board.
I mean,
Joe's 19-9 this year with the NFL, and I have I had 3 straight 3-1 weeks, and then I had my first I had a 2-2 last week, so I'm 14-14.
all right.
Joe went 4-0 with Cleveland minus 2.5, over 54.5 Dallas Washington, over 43.5 Philly Minnesota, and Arizona plus 6.5
Yeah.
Green Bay. That was Joe's 4-0 a week ago. I missed the under in the Cleveland Miami game by a half. Now I had it thankfully 40.5 from early in the week, but for the sake of our show, Joe was 36.5, and it ended up on 37. I had Jacksonville, which was a disaster, and then I laid it with Kansas City and Detroit. Those were the two that I got across the line on the winning side of things. A couple things, Joe, real fast. Number one, are you? I guess you. I know you had the Chiefs in the grave after the first 2 weeks of the season. I guess you're done with that now. You figured out.
No,
that
I don't think they're in the grave. I mean, not anymore, obviously,
Not
but I
anymore.
don't think they're the best team in the AFC.
No. Well, that remains to be seen.
We'll see. I guess we'll figure it
You're
out.
starting to buy in on Dallas a little bit.
A little. I mean, offensively, they could score.
They're fun offensively.
Yeah, they
They
are.
put points up.
As long as Dak is healthy, they are fun.
They are.
I'm just looking at these lines just
Joe
to make sure.
Joe is just he's everywhere right now.
What do you mean
Just-
I'm
he's
everywhere?
all
What are
over
you
the
talking?
place.
Not all over the place. Why would you say that?
It is what it is.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You got a lot of injuries too this week, Joe. No Jaden Daniels for Washington, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like no Bryce Young. It'll be Andy Dalton against the Bills. I guess Lamar. I mean, he's practiced the first couple of days this week. I mean, I don't think he did much on Wednesday. I'm not sure how much more he did on Thursday, but the line certainly says that Lamar is going to play. So you got all that stuff you need to navigate. It's not the best week of games, Joe, to be quite honestly. Of course, you have the Aaron Rodgers Bowl on Sunday night with the Packers and the Steelers. Yeah. Cowboys are in Denver. So, interesting week, Joe. I'm Philly and the Giants playing twice in 3 weeks after the Giants beat them a couple weeks ago. So, you got some pretty decent games here for week number 8.
You do, and I think, there's some games that stand out more than others. I think the one thing for me, total-wise, is a little nervous. I don't see many totals. Typically, I do that I want to dive into just because of the unknown about some of these offenses. I mean, I'll just say this: one gutless team is the Texans right now. This guy, you want to talk about coach? He went from coach of the year, DeMeco Ryans, potentially his first year, to now he's another one of these defensive coordinators.
Yep.
That is just totally afraid to open up the offense. I just don't understand this guy. He's the Dr. Evil, that mentality. Why win games, 20? Well, why win games 40-20 when you could lose them 17, 13-10, 7, 19-14, 26-4. I mean, this guy, he's got CJ Stroud. He doesn't utilize him. And he's so predictable. Run on first down, run on second down, 3rd and 8, sack. Run on first down, play action. I mean, could we get a little tempo? Could we get something that shows that we know what we're doing? You fired I think he actually fired Bobby Slowick because they were scoring too much. Is that possible?
It's possible. They were a much better offensive team 2 years ago when they would.
But that's what I'm saying.
The Stroud rookie year, they were a much better offensive team. than
But
they were last
even
year or this
last
year.
year, they were banged up, and he fires Slowick. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, Bobby, we're passing too much. I
Um,
actually think he fired him because it was too aggressive.
Too aggressive. Let's go, Joe. Week number 8 in the NFL. We'll do the same thing. We'll do the picks, and then we'll go through everything else.
All right. Okay. You
Pick
ready?
number 1. Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So this New England team is catching, this
I
New
got this
England.
game on my card too, Joe.
Okay. Fantastic job by Mike Vrabel. 3 straight,
All on the
right?
road.
All on the road. They come back home. Lowly,
Right?
low. Now it hit
Sound like
me.
me at the beginning of Last Hour.
Now they come back home to face Cleveland. And this Cleveland team, I know they suck. They can't do anything but run the football. But guess what? This Quinshawn Judkins, this offensive line, this team as a whole, I think could go toe to toe with New England. Not offensively fireworks, but they have the type of mentality to go into New England. I think a touchdown is way too much. I think this defense could get after Drake May. I think they could force them into long third downs, hold them to field goals as opposed to tutties. And I think that's the difference. Look, Cleveland's not elite, but they don't suck. This isn't the Jets, and this isn't the team. Their defense brings it each and every week. I'm all right. Thank you, Jake. I like Cleveland plus the points. Pick number 1, Mortadella.
Here we go. New Yorker's going to say something about my Pats. Here.
What?
Chris wrote that on there. Here we go. The New Yorkers are going to say something about my Pats. I'm actually going to – I have this game on my card as well, Joe, for you. But I understand what you're saying, and I won't mind if what you say happens because –
You're taking the under?
Yeah. I told you last week, I feel like if the number's right for me, the Browns are going to be an underplay for me almost every week, depending on the opponent and the number, because I don't think their offense is really great to score a lot of points. Now, Judkins had a huge week last week. I understand that. And I think their defense is good enough that they're going to hold teams. They're going to keep them in games. So I think that this game is going to be one of those. And look, I think the Pats are going to win, Joe. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, Brett, you're sounding like you think the Browns can upset the Pats on Sunday. I think the Pats win, but I think that this game is 20 to 10. It's in that. If for you, we'll say 20 to 14. So you can stay within that 7. Everybody can eat here, but I think it's a game where the Browns defense does have some moments in this game. Under 40.5, Joe. Pick number 1 for me, Cleveland and New England.
All right, I'm going to go to the Sunday night game as my Mortadella.
Wow.
My Mortadella special.
I have this game on my card too.
Holy Maron. Holy Maron. All right. Well, here's the thing. I don't care about Aaron Rodgers. All right. He thought he had victory, and Joe Flacco stole it from him. He stole it. And this Cincinnati defense sucks. We know that. Let me tell you something. This Green Bay team, they're going to bring it on Sunday night. Okay, and the one thing that Green Bay could do is run the football, and they got some weapons. And I believe more in Matt LaFleur than I do Arthur Smith in that team right now, because Arthur Smith is gutless. And if you want to bring up something to Arthur Smith, ask him why he sent Bijan Robinson out 2 years ago on the road against Tampa Bay. Okay, when supposedly Bijan Robinson had headaches and couldn't play that day, and all of a sudden he rolled them out there. Who put the code red out, Arthur? Who put the code red out? I want to know. Tell me, was it a position coach or was it Arthur Smith? He's gutless. Green Bay rolls in this game. They're going to batter Aaron Rodgers. Batter. They're going to hit him with so many lefts, he will be begging for a right. I don't care that they're home. Pittsburgh is going to start to go the other way, fall off a cliff. Green Bay -3. Pick Mortadell number 2.
Well, like I said, I got this game on my card as well. Let me just start before I move on here, Joe, by asking you this. What exactly were you impressed about when the Packers beat Arizona 27-23?
Doesn't matter.
What were you impressed about when the Packers beat the Bengals 27-18? What were you impressed about them in the 40-40 tie with the Cowboys?
Mm-hmm.
What were you impressed by them when they lost 13-10 to the Browns? These are their last 4 games.
Mm.
Now, I get it. You win. And they won 2 of them. They tied the one. They were favored. Joe, I don't think the Packers are as good as everyone is chopping them up to be.
Oh, well, tell me where you were impressed. Were you impressed with the Steelers 24-21 overseas? Were you impressed with the Steelers against the Browns?
I
Were
understand
you?
that.
I guess the one is the Patriots, right? That's the one. The outlier. Okay.
Listen.
Well, they fumbled 5 times.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the Steelers are everyone's All-American, Joe. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that.
Okay. All right.
What I'm telling you is that the Packers didn't cover against Arizona. The Packers didn't cover against Cincinnati. Packers didn't cover against. I just think that it's I don't think that they're going to go out there and roll them 45-10 like you do. I just don't see. Now, I'll also say this to you. I liked this a lot more yesterday when it was 3.5. And hopefully, if you liked it then, that you wouldn't
try to get CLV. I see.
Flat 3, a little bit of a different story. And the Steelers, I think that there is something to Rodgers on Sunday night, Joe. I know that you don't think that there is. I don't like Arthur Smith. I'm going to go Steelers here. Steelers plus the 3. I'm going to go on the other side of you. I'll try to go after and try to gain a gain on you here.
All right.
So
sounds
Steelers
good.
plus 3 for me. Green Bay minus 3 for you in this game.
All right. I'm just looking at the games for totals. All right. Pick number 3, total. I did find the total that I like. 4 o'clock, Tampa Bay and New Orleans. 46.5 for Tampa. Look, I know Baker had an untypical performance against Detroit. Credit that Detroit defense more so than Baker obviously being out of sync. He was out of sync, I thought. He was on a 4-game heater. They expended a lot. I get it. It potentially is a short week going down to the Bayou, but I still think both offenses could score. I believe enough in Rat. Come on, Rat. Come on, Rat. And I still believe because New Orleans can't run the football. So I don't think that Kellen's going to go into the game saying, hey, we're going to run it against an above-average front 7 in Tampa Bay. I think it's throw it, and let's see which team is standing in the end. And if I'm not mistaken, this game last year was the game where Rat came out and didn't he throw for 28 points in the first half where he made his first career start in this game? Didn't this game have like 60 points? This is one of the games where Baker blew out in the second half. They blew him out.
I have it here, Joe. Hold on. I'm bringing it up.
They blew him out. I think it's points aplenty. Give me up, and away.
51-27.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Was Rattler in for? Yeah. Hold on.
That was his first start.
Winfield. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Rattler did play in that game. They scored 27 points in the second quarter.
Right.
And then Tampa Bay outscored them 27-0 in the second half.
Yep.
So you like the over, Joe? 46.5 for this one?
Yep.
Over for Joe. Bucs Saints, 46.5. All right, next one for me. I know that this line, Joe, is telling you that Lamar is going to play. Pretty sure that I guess he is going to play. 6.5. Ravens had all kinds of problems before this bye. Lamar's not doing much, even though that he's practicing. I hate that I'm backing the Bears here, Joe, but I'm going to. I'm going to take the Bears plus the 6.5 in Baltimore. One of two things for me, Joe. Either A, I get to look smart and maybe Lamar doesn't play, because you never know. They could hold him out another week, but he's been practicing, so it's probably not going to happen. Or B, I think the Bears hang around against a shoddy Baltimore defense. Lamar not himself yet. He does play, and he's not Lamar that we all know and love. A lot of points in that spot, Joe. I'm going to take the 6.5 with the Bears. I'll probably regret it, but I'm going to go out on a limb and with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams here and take them on the road.
All right. Not a bad pick. Not a bad pick. I like the mindset. I like the mentality. Not a bad pick. You're onto something. I think you're definitely onto something with the picks. There's a couple of ways I want to go. I just don't know which one I like more. If I'm the Eagles, I have to make a statement here. Look, They got a great win against Minnesota, but this team embarrassed them in Giant Stadium. I mean, embarrassed them.
Embarrassed them.
I mean, it wasn't even, they embarrassed them. And now they're laying 7 over a touchdown. This is back to back road games for the Giants. Look, if it was college, I would say maybe that I would take the points with the Giants. But watching Jackson Dart's face and Scatterboo, it was almost like the Mike Tyson moment for the New York Giants. They got the uppercut, Larry. The uppercut. They got Buster Douglas last week. They had everything in front of them, and all of a sudden they got hit with the uppercut and they couldn't respond. And they're down and out, and they got counted out. And now they have to go back on the road to potentially the best team in the all of the NFL that just got right last week, and they're playing their former player, and he didn't get going against the Giants in MetLife. This is a tough spot for the Giants. I'm gonna lay it. This has look. My heart would want to take the points just because, but I don't trust Jackson Dart. I don't trust Dayball. I don't trust that defense in any capacity. This is going to be blue-collar football by the Eagles. They're going to run it, I think, down their throats. I don't even think it's the passing attack. I think they're going to run it down their throats, and they're going to get right in a big way.
I kind of like the over in the game, Joe. I kind of like the over 43.5. The Eagles should respond off of what the Giants did 2 weeks ago. They should. Being in Philly, et cetera, et cetera. You laid it all out good, but I'm not going to dance with the 7.5, Joe. If anything on Sunday morning, I'll dance with the over 43.5. That's kind of where I'll probably try to live in that game. All right, last pick for me. You mentioned Jackson Dart and the Giants. I watched him in Denver last week against what's supposed to be a really good defense, Joe. Kind of do whatever they want for the most part. I mean, they got up and down the field a lot against the Broncos, and then the Giant D completely collapsed in the fourth quarter, and they made some bad play calling decisions as well on the offensive side. This Dallas team could score, Joe, and I could score on anybody. If the Giants are moving up and down the field, I think that Dallas is going to be able to move up and down the field on Denver as well. Dallas's defense sucks. I'm sure that Bo Nix and company won't have to wait until the fourth quarter to score 33 points. But I think that Dallas has a little something going right now. And it's 3.5. I think the half might come into play here, Joe. I'm going to take the 3.5 with Dallas in Denver against the Broncos. Broncos maybe pull it out like they did against the Giants, but it's going to be a close pull game out. I don't think that they're going to beat that. I don't think that their offense, Joe, will be good enough to win by 7+, 10+ points against the Cowboys. I think it's either a close Cowboy loss or they win the game outright. I'm taking the 3.5, Joe, with Dallas.
All right, there you go. So there's Mortadell for me. Cleveland plus the 7. Mortadell, Green Bay minus the 3. Over Tampa Bay, New Orleans 46.5. Eagles minus the 7.5. Your 4 picks for NFL Sunday.
Yes, Cleveland for me, Joe. Cleveland and New England under 40.5. Pittsburgh plus 3. Chicago plus 6.5, and Dallas plus 3.5. 3 dogs on my card this week, Joe. Barking for me with the NFL.
I got 1 dog, 2 favorites.
2 favorites and 1 dog. All right, here's the best of the rest, Joe. You ready?
Go ahead.
The Bills are in Carolina against the Panthers.
I want to take the 7.5.
Andy Dalton, it sounds like he's going to start. Bills minus 7.5 off a bye, 46.5. Sean McDermott 8-0 off the bye, Joe. But we're not talking about winning the game. We're talking about the Bills covering 7.5. I don't know. Carolina's played a lot better the last few weeks. Now, I don't think they've played anyone as good as the Bills.
Could we get James Cook in the receiving game?
I would let it go, Joe. Joe, I think that there's something that you need to you and everyone else needs to finally just figure it out. Taking props on the Bills' offensive talent in the passing game is not somewhere you want to be. I get 1 week it's Kincaid. 1 week, the first week it was Coleman. You had a week where, Curtis Samuel caught 3 balls for 60 yards and a touchdown. Joe, I don't think that you want to mess with these guys because all you're going to do is pull your hair out. I think Cook as a running option is playable. Obviously, Allen with whatever you want to do. But, Joe, trying to throw a dart at who the Bills are going to throw the ball to on a weekly basis is just that. It's crazy.
All right, hero.
I don't like the 7.5, Joe. I maybe that's the pessimistic Bill fan in me talking off of those bad performances before the break, but very confident they'll win the game because McDermott doesn't lose in these spots.
Okay.
But they could make it ugly and the Panthers cover. The Jets go to Cincinnati. So a little extra rest for the Bengals after the Thursday night win last week against Steelers. The Jets have been so pathetic. The coach doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know who he's playing at quarterback. Now he knows. For him to have the stones, Joe, to actually stand up there the other day and said he didn't want to give the Bengals a competitive advantage. Like, Aaron, Glenn, what are you talking about? Give him a competitive advantage. 44.5. Joe, the Jets are completely unplayable until you see them show signs of life. Completely unplayable.
I would take a shot with them.
Oh, you're nuts. I'm not saying they couldn't cover and win the game, but to actually walk to a window or go on your phone and hit a button and bet the Jets with what you've seen through the first 7 weeks of this season, how could you possibly do it?
I'm crazy. I don't.
You're nuts.
Hey, shout out Eddie
nuts.
Busters from Columbus.
Buster Douglas from Columbus. You're nuts. If
we
you're
know I'm
Jets.
nuts. Nobody
Until
ever.
they show you something, you can't bet the Jets.
All right.
Texans minus 2.5 against the Niners. 41.5 the total. 5-2 Niner team getting 2.5.
This Texans team
Smells,
is good
Joe.
at home. I know they're good. I would lay it, but I would lay it. Could we get the over there? Could we get the over there?
And of course, Joe, you know what you get when you get a situation like this. I'm going to read it to you.
Okay.
81% of the bets on San Francisco. 70% of the money on San Francisco. They're going to load up on the Niners, Joe. That does not look right. There's nothing right about that. 2.5 with Texans being favored. Stay away, Joe.
All right.
Stay away.
All right, we'll stay away.
Your Dolphins getting 7.5 in Atlanta.
I want to almost take them. I almost want to take them, but I don't have the guts. I can't. Yeah. There's a part of me that wants to. I think Raheem Morris is severely overrated.
That's right. Patrick said you took the Jets in the London game against the Broncos. You did, right? And they covered that number. Yeah. Patrick, I think you can understand what I'm saying. They are so pathetic. Think about how bad the Broncos had to play that day for that to happen. The Jets, they can't go. I mean, the owner even that went out and said it this week. They can't complete a pass. You can't bet on the Jets. You just can't do it. Joe, I think you might be right that maybe this is the week to sneak in but the Dolphins have looked pretty awful too. That's another team.
See, but again, like really... if I don't want to bet them because I want them to be cut, so I could root for them again. So, like, part of me wants to,
I want them. That Raheem Morris, Joe.
He's
stinks. Another one. He's another one. You get it.
Like a deer in the headlights. He sits there.
He's a hell of a nice guy, and he's a hell of a defensive coach, and he's not a head coach.
He's a better coordinator than he is a head coach. There's nothing wrong with saying that. He's he's a good defensive. I don't even know if he's great. He's not as good as some of the he's not Salah good, Raheem Morris. He's not Todd Bowles good.
He's a good coordinator, Joe.
He's not Brian Flores good. Do you think he's Brian Flores good, Raheem Morris?
As a coordinator? No. I mean, no. I mean,
he's a defense. He's supposed to be a defensive wizard.
I'll tell you what he does. He leaves a lot to be desired as a head coach. He just does. He's just some of his decisions are out of control too. 14.5 for the Colts.
A part of me wants to take the Titans plus the 14.5. No? Why?
I'm tired of going after the Colts, Joe. I know this is a big number. they've smashed me this year. I can't go after the Colts again another week.
All right. Don't go after them.
46.5. Could we get the over? Maybe the Colts get it by themselves.
Yeah, it's possible. Why not?
Right.
This Daniel Jones playing well.
Now, I told you I like the Cowboys. I didn't really hear you say what you thought about
I
that.
like Denver.
You like Denver. Laying at 3.5.
Yep.
We've already said Packers Steelers. And then the Monday night game, Joe, is the Commanders and the Chiefs. Obviously, no Jaden Daniels. Minus 11.5 for Kansas City, 47.5. Full week of prep for Mariota, not coming in cold off the bench.
I'm going to take Washington.
You know, it's not the craziest play I've heard you say just even in this show, but
I'm going to take them. It stinks that Daniels
you like also about, the Chiefs have had the slow rise here. Big win, smash the Raiders at home. Now they're the Chiefs again. They're the best. And I think that Joe's sniffing out the Chiefs winning this game by 7 or something. Like, 24-17 Chiefs. Like, this is going to be some game where it's not going to be like the Raider game last week where it's a total smash job. He thinks that Mariota is going to keep Washington hanging around. Going to get the weapons back. Debo, McLaurin, going to get everybody. Joe thinks that Washington's going to hang around in this game.
I actually think they're live. I don't know. That's
to win the game.
Yeah,
it's a little tough. But you could rope me in with the 11.
Could we get the over? I mean, how does that game not go over?
If Mariota's awful?
No, but even if he's awful, he's throwing picks like he was last week.
But the Chiefs get it. But look at the Chiefs. The Chiefs were what, 31-0 last week?
31 was it 31-0?
31-0 they beat the Raiders last week?
Yeah, I don't even remember. Yeah. I mean, you're not going to get that.
I'll tell you this, Joe. I'd rather take the 11.5 than the over. If I had to pick one in the game, I'd rather take the 11.5.
Okay.
All right. So there you go, Joe. Week number 9. Right? Man. 8 or 9. No, 8. 9 was college. See, it's late, Joe. Patrick's right. Mariota's so bad. He's so bad. It's hard. It's really hard. You would need a Herculean performance from the Washington D, which I'm not sure is possible.
I'm looking at the college slate right now for Saturday.
We just did the college. What
I know there's a lot of intriguing games. I can't get enough.
We just went through them all. You're back into college already?
Yeah,
we
just
spent an hour on the college, and now you're going back in for more?
It's possible.
Are you on the Mac now? You're getting ready for Maction?
I got a free bet that I'm looking to put down.
Right. Joe, great job as always with the NFL. Joe's very busy this weekend. I'm sure he's got a lot of stuff going on. What do you got? Pregame college, pregame NFL. You have all that stuff happening this weekend?
Yep.
You gonna do what's the I said the Chief game. You gonna show up for Donnie and Tom on Monday night before?
Yes. Where are you gonna be?
I might be there.
Oh, so then I'll be there. I'm not working late, so yeah, I could be there.
Working late, you do it. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Carver and Lisi.